अभी होल्ड ही रखते हैं, तो बात को नीचे रखो, क्या बोलते हैं। हम तो कार्ड ला के रख।
Good evening, friends. So today is our last master class of the season. We'll start maybe the next class in June. So let's have a beautiful networking with our fellow Rotarians. I'm going to make the rooms. We are already 96 people. I'm just making, and I'm sure all of us will have somebody new to talk to and connect to. Give me a minute.
हेलो।
Hello.
कुछ तो गड़बड़ हुआ था जिससे हम लोग सडनली किसी और इसमें फेंके गए थे एंड वहां
Hey,
से अभी हम लोग निकले हैं तो सिर्फ अभी 30%।
don't worry. You can just click on the breakout room on your screen
हाँ,
and you can select any of the room.
तो कौन सा रूम सिलेक्ट करना है? ये 9 नंबर का रूम सिलेक्ट हुआ है।
आप select कर सकते हैं कोई भी room select कर सकते हैं
कोई भी रूम सिलेक्ट कर सकते।
any room of your choice you can select.
ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗಿಕೊಟ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ
Is the meeting going on? Because there is no voice coming. We are not able to listen anything.
Madam, you will be moved to breakout room. The breakout room is on for next 2-3 minutes.
Hello.
Madam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes. What's happening?
There's a breakout room. You can select any of the breakout room button and you can get into the
But I don't have a this thing to join any breakup. I don't have an option here to join any group.
option. Click on the more button, you have option. Or else once, can you just move out to a specific room?
More I'm doing, transcript join breakout room. Okay.
You can select any of the rooms.
You mean any of the room? What does it really mean? Any of the room?
There
There are 14 rooms, I think.
choose any of the rooms.
So how do we know which will be useful to me?
You're already late. We are hardly have 2 minutes. Practically, you're connecting to any Rotarian in any of the rooms, so it does not matter which room you join.
I have joined since the beginning, but there was no.
Hi, Sarvadeep ji, how are you?
I am good, Raj. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So
Admin, that's
I
me.
will speak to you. I'll speak to you separately. I have some agenda with me. I'll speak to you and disturb you sometime.
No problem, no problem. I'm just closing the.
Got a little late joining today because I was traveling and I just came back.
No issue.
Good afternoon, sir. Rohini this side. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. 240, 250.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah,
Anshul
right.
Anand from Rotary Gata, Lucknow.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
I'm muting everybody.
Let's play one
Good
second, 1 minute for the two answers.
Prabir, I'm making him co-host.
Okay, sure.
I'm muting everybody. I think before we start today's session, my request to everybody, let us actually observe a minute of silence in grief for the killing of innocent victims of Kashmir. So I'm just putting a small video on this part. So let us all pray for the innocent souls.
Sure.
Good evening, and today's session, Prabir Chatterjee will start. He is the zonal coordinator for Zone 6. Over to you, Prabir. And we have today's speaker, Atul Bhide. I'll introduce him post Prabir's comment. Hold on.
Thank you very much, Narendra, and a warm welcome to each one present here today, and very, very good afternoon to each one present here today. Friends, what do I say about this Rotary India? We always used to call it as a Rotary India. Now it has become RI Zones 4567.org. I always believe there must be some tools by way we can documentation. We can create our documentation and can store our data. And that is most important in Rotary nowadays. In most of the clubs, in many clubs all over India, I have noticed that the present president, more or less everywhere, the present president does not hand over the entire documentations, all the data to the incoming presidents or the club secretaries. So why not we have a storeroom for our Rotary clubs or our entire individual districts, and that too without any cost. That too, I again tell you, that too without any cost. So more or less this RI zone 4567 works as our digital library. And why then do not we use this digital library for our own club and district development? Now what happens, suppose if I would like to, I stay in Kolkata, I am from district 3291. I was a past governor from 3291 during the year 2021 and 22. Now, 2-3 years back, I was invited as a chief guest to 3100 district conference. I did not know about the district. I did not have any idea what kind of project they do. Now, I thought how to go over there, what to do, what to say. But this Rotary India helped me a lot, because the moment I could see the district 3100's activities, I could see the clubs, I could see their activities, I could see everything. So I came to know how these people, the district works in that. So please, it is not that the people who have joined today, but I request individual out of these 296 participants today, please इनको आप फैलाओ, हर जगह पर बोलो, because we need that more than 1,70,000 Rotarians we have in our India. Why not everybody use this fantastic tool? By way we can immediately we'd like to know. Today morning only, one of my past president requested me, Prabir, do you know anyone income tax lawyer in our 3291 Rotarian? Today only it happened, I tell you, friends. And the moment I got it, I said, yes, I remember that. And the moment I used, what is my tool? What was my tool, friends? That was the RI zones 4567. So that is the tool only. I got to know about the name of the person and again the phone number, because I knew the club, but I forgot his name and the phone number. So the moment it took only 5 minutes for me to find it out. So Narendra, I thank you once again that you are helping us rather as a Rotarian by maintaining this. And I request everybody to please enjoy using this Rotary RI zones 4567 along with Rotary.org also. I urge everybody, please go through the Rotary website at least once daily. At least daily once at least. Because Rotary is a sea. जितने आप डुबकी उसमें लगाओगे उतना आपको पता चलेगा. Unless you come to know about the Rotary, you won't be able to support your club, you won't be able to support your district. Thank you, Narendra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabir.
Over to you. Yes.
Thank you, Prabir, for opening remark on Rotary India. So, friends, let us get into today's topic. So, all of us know the topic is on the CSR, or in typically how to get CSR funds, how to apply, a lot of things on this. And we have a special speaker who's a Rotarian from District 3142. His name is Rotarian Atul Bhide, giving a very small brief before getting on the screen. So he was a president during the year 24-25, sorry, 14-15, and
13-14.
sorry, 13-14, and during that time he has actually done a project called as Right to Go, the building toilet blocks to the underprivileged in a place called as Wada. I think he's already done more than 1,000 of toilet blocks across those areas with the 4 separate global grants. So he is a master in those documentation part, in mastering those completion of those documentation part. So I'm sure we will hear more about the CSR as well as the global grant from Atul today. And so let us use this platform even to ask the silliest question that we may have on the subject of it. And Atul is here to help us and do that. Over to you, Atul. So we have around 321 participants today. I think it is the highest in our series, Atul. So now over to you to make them feel good.
Thank you, Naren. Thank you. First of all, so aptly said, PDG Prabir. You literally banged on the right subject. And Naren very well started by paying respect to the unfortunate souls who lost their lives yesterday. But let us also pray for the better strength of our this great nation called India. Okay, I'm very fortunate to have my own DG Lata Subraidu. When I was president, she was district governor of our district. In fact, she has been the very first district governor, lady district governor from 3140 that time. And this is indeed a privilege, Lata, to have you with us.
Thank you, Atul. It's nice to have you here. And I'm very happy to see where you are and how people are recognizing you. I'm very happy to see that. Thank you
Nice
so
of
much.
you. Nice of you. Nice of you. Naren, over to the presentation.
Yeah, I'm opening the presentation. Give me a second.
Now,
So, before we start, so as the title goes, who, whom, what, where, and how of CSR proposal. So it's all about CSR, how to approach, what kind of preparation as a Rotarian we should do. And this particular image, you might be wondering, this is the photograph where at one of the government schools where we did hygiene training. And at the end of the training, we distributed nail cutters to all the students. And all those students are very happy and showing their nail cutters. Okay, Naren, next slide. So as these slides indicates, first and foremost, as everyone loves and trusts Google search. So no matter whom you are approaching, for what you are approaching, the Google search is inevitable in our life. Whether it is matchmaking for our son and daughter or a CSR proposal, automatically everyone searches you or your club and everything about you on a Google. So first of all, before going for the CSR, the fundamental one thing that every club should do is have their own social media presence. Of course, thanks to Narendra, we all have our website, very strong website where we can upload everything about our club. But apart from the website, Naren, please keep on. Apart from the website, we should have a social media presence on all platforms. And when I say all platforms, please remember each platform has got their own advantage, disadvantage, and USPs. Naren, please go on. So whether it is which photograph to select or whether it is what kind of text to have, all depends on the kind of a platform that you are choosing. Whether it is Twitter, where you have a limited text available, or whether it is Facebook or other social media, YouTube. So you should wisely choose the content where you plan to share. So this is first and foremost, to have a social media presence on as many platforms as possible before approaching anyone. And it is not just sufficient that you create social media and just to forget about it. You should keep on uploading things every day and keep on tagging various institutions and officers. For example, as this slide says, if you are uploading a picture about a particular community project that your club has undertaken, just check out which corporate, Naren, one sec. Which corporate has got that particular cause as their preferred cause. For example, there are few corporate who believe in health related, few corporate who believe in rural development. So tag all those corporates in your social media post. Along with that, as this slide goes, government departments, RI officials, executives, everyone, so that it reaches to maximum people. Naren, please. And of course, encourage beneficiaries of your earlier projects to share their stories on their platform. Basic do's and don'ts of photos. When I say, Naren, one sec. When I say share photographs, at times and many of you must have come across a photo where one needs to identify what the photo is all about. Because what we all see is a group of Rotarians, men and women, standing for a photograph, cheese. And you need to literally look for the beneficiary or the cause. So please don't do this. Here are some examples of how the photographs, when you upload on social media, Naren, please go on. For example, this is a school toilet. This is a clear picture. This is a toilet. Don't concentrate on the signage where the DG or PDG's name is there, the president name is there. Don't concentrate on that. Concentrate on the entire project as one. Then please go on, one after another. Beneficiary, very important. It's not just about toilet. Toilet for whom? So beneficiaries has to be seen. The student, the teacher. Naren, please go on doing it. So these are the photographs where you can see the actual beneficiary should be seen. For example, this school, our club did a revamp of a particular school. So you can see the happy faces. And this is the, if at all you want to showcase your Rotarians or the chief guests, this is how it should be. There are Rotarians, there are chief guests, but there are beneficiaries also. So this could be a good mixture of pleasing everyone. Thank you. Naren, next. Now you would ask me, how should I identify which company to look for and where should I look and how to connect with them? So these are the few options for you. Naren, please go on. So these are some famous websites built by Government of India with huge data. National CSR portal, csrexchange.government.in, and of course Google search. On this you will find huge list of all the corporate who are engaged in various CSR activities. Next, this is very important. Apart from the search, before you approach any corporate for CSR, I would recommend you to take these 4 fundamental steps. One, of course, invite corporate to share about their organization and their CSR initiatives and publish in your club magazine. In our club, we had done this. We have monthly bulletin, as we say it, in Thane. So we had approached all these corporates in Thane and had connected with them and had requested to share about their project or invite corporate guests as a speaker in your weekly club meetings, or invite one of the corporate guests to your major service project. So through these ways, you can connect with corporate instead of directly connecting them for your own purpose. कि हमें हमें service project करना है, and that is why we are connecting with you for money. Before that, if you can reach through these models, that will be long lasting. The fourth, as this mentions, recently we have started a BIS quiz. Our club started 4 years back, where we invite various corporates and conduct a business quiz. So these are the various modes through which the corporate can understand what your club is all about. And then you, of course, take the next step. Naren, next. Preparation before approaching corporate for CSR funding. These are the fundamental few steps. Naren, please go ahead. Prepare a small presentation. When I say small, it has to be really small. Maximum 10 slides. Even 10 is at times becomes more. And never show anything. I mean, never tell anything, always show. One picture speaks 1,000 words. So in your presentation, these are few fundamentals that has to come. For example, need and impact, the photos of beneficiary before and after, your earlier donors and supporters. Suppose you are contacting a new corporate, please mention till date who are the other supporters and donors who have been supporting your cause. So that strengthens your accountability, the financial accountability, and overall the club's image. Niran, please next. 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 So when you look for the corporates, as I already shared the various websites, there could be thousands of corporate. Whom should you check? So look for a corporate who has emphasis or preference of your area of choice. So there are number of corporates who believe in one particular cause, spending money for one particular cause. And if you find that your project comes under that, then go for that. So it could be a cause based, or at times few corporate CSR funding is based on geographical priorities. So at times the corporate are more inclined towards spending near their factory or near their offices. So check out this. Also check their execution partners, if any. As on today, many a times these corporates, they don't execute the CSR project on their own. They have their executing partners. Check about them. So we'll get an idea of what kind of partners they believe on or they work with. Look for their key CSR personnel. That would be through LinkedIn and other websites, and try to connect with them. Last but not the least, there is a term called reverse engineering. For example, identify need in and around you. Instead of you going to a corporate with your project, you identify a corporate near you. Just check what kind of a cause they believe in or they spend, and then try to identify the similar cause project, and you can approach with that. Lastly, at times few clubs also approach uh, CSR consultant who charge some percentage for arranging the funds from the CSR. But this is little shaky. At times your club culture may not allow, as in our club case, we don't allow all this. But there could be some clubs who are okay with this, paying to CSR consultant for arranging CSR funds. Next, Naren. So let's see proposal writing. How, what it should have. Start with the need. And when you say that we have identified, for example, let us say school upgradation. So you have to mention how you identify this need. It is not just because this year the president thought that sanitation is the real cause, I should do work on this. The reason behind taking up that cause has to be very well logical. So you can say that you have already had done a particular, for example, in our club's case, we had done a particular sanitation job in particular village, and from the same village we received another request, or you have RCC in some of the villages and you receive a request from them. So the logic behind a particular project that you have taken up has to be properly mentioned, from where you arrived at this need. Number B, government scheme. Suppose you identify a proper cause on the request of the beneficiaries, then just don't go and blindly start doing. Check with the local government whether they are already doing this. Don't reinvent the wheel. At times it might happen. For example, recently when we thought of doing a check dam, I mean, in fact, we received a request from a Thane district collector office for a check dam. So we said, how about government supporting us? So it turned out that government had funds, but not sufficient enough. So we requested government, the Thane district officials, to pull in their funds also, and the remaining part came from us. So don't just blindly jump on the project. When you receive a request, a genuine request, check with the local government whether they have any scheme for that. So it might turn out that they also are already doing this. So please check on that part also. Naren, next. Next. So when you say we have identified the need, we have identified the genuineness of the need, we went to the government and everything is perfect and we are here to go, define why your solution is the right solution. For example, in our earlier case, I said there is a village which lacks a toilet at every home. So you decide to go for a toilet construction. But is it sufficient? Whether to build a individual toilet or go for a public toilet. So decision has to be made, and whatever decision you make, give a logic behind that. You went for a public toilet instead of an individual toilet because of these reasons, or the vice versa. So important thing is the logical behind the solution that you have come up with. Then the next question is whether your solution is sustainable. For example, there are a number of clubs who go to schools and find that there is no television, there is no water cooler or filter or solar light, and they just go on purchasing those equipments and give to the schools. But check whether the school has electricity 24/7, or at least that particular time when the schools run. If the electricity is there, then check what kind of effect that will have on their monthly electricity bill. I know a number of Jilla Parishad school, government school, who have a fixed budget of electricity. If that budget goes haywire, then they cannot pay the electricity bill or the maintenance and operation cost. For example, you gift water cooler and something happens, who will pay for the maintenance? Whether school has got a budget for that. If school does not have, tie up with the Gram Panchayat. Unless and until you fix all those loose ends, the solution does not become a sustainable. So need is genuine, solution is correct, but whether it is sustainable. For this, you have to mention all these things. And these factors count when the corporate looks into your proposal. So pay every detailed attention to these small parts. It is very easy to buy a capital good and gift it and have a ribbon cutting ceremony and photograph and everything. And after 6 months or 1 year, you find the same watercolor or television or it's not working and school is unable to fund the maintenance. So please take care of that. The other additional thing that you can do, Suppose you are giving a solar light or say water cooler. Undertake a skilling initiative in that village, catch hold of 3-4 willing youth, teach them the maintenance part. So that will ensure the maintenance of that gift that you have donated, as well as that youth will have another source of income through this. So number of times a club also does this, and this is a perfect model of maintaining the sustainability as well as creating jobs. Naren, next. Naren, next. I think Naren. Let me just call him. Yeah. Naren, next. Huh? Proposal writing continue. Selection of contractor, accounting, all these factors when you present the proposal means a lot for every corporate CSR department. So from where you finalize the corporate contractor, on what basis? So the best part, what our club does, we look for a local contractor, provided he is technically and financially sound. The advantage in this case, suppose there is a need for a toilet or there is a need for a school upgradation, and you have a contractor from the next adjoining village. So indirectly, that contractor has some kind of a moral pressure to do a good job. So whenever you identify a contractor, you give a reason for that particular contractor why you selected that. And of course, the accounting and auditing part. Generally, we at Rotary Club have tendency to keep and maintain accounting from 1st July to 30th June. But simultaneously, we must prepare our accounts as per the financial needs, April to March. Beneficiary impact, as always, who will benefit, how? You should always consider direct beneficiaries and indirect beneficiaries. For example, in case of check dam, generally people believe through check dam, people will get drinking water, people will get water for their farming purpose. But there are indirect benefits for animals. There are indirect benefits for rejuvenation of the wells in the uh, village. So always look for direct and indirect beneficiaries. In case of school sanitation, it is easy to say that the students' health is the immediate beneficiary. But apart with the health, their attendance improves, their self-confidence increases. In case of individual toilets at villages, even the time saved to go out in the jungle to relieve a person increases the time that person is engaged in the job. So it also increases their economic status. So these are various direct, indirect benefits that you must mention. Like in this case, reduce medical bill, more work, family, more time, dignity of woman. So all these are indirect impacts. Last but not the least, last year our club undertook a project called Udan, whereby we distributed cycles to students. So apart from commuting for the students, the other benefits are health, aspiration value, or how to maintain the cycle, working with hands. So all these indirect effects and benefits that students get is very, very important. What is RTG? That is right to go. Right to go is the name of the project of our club for a rural sanitation. Thank you. Naren, please go ahead. Last but not the least, the impact. The impact has to be clear and measurable. Provide answer to these following questions in your proposal. How do you plan to measure the impact? Who will measure these impacts? At what intervals these assessment to be conducted? What measures you plan to undertake to overcome the flaws, if any? This is extremely important. This gives your proposal a completeness. It's not just sufficient enough to say that because of building 100 toilets, 500 people will benefit. How do you ensure that? How do you ensure that these 100 families will use those toilets for the purpose for which it is built? So for that, is there any particular system that you have placed in? And if it is there, you have to mention it. Who will measure it? So there could be different means of measurements. For example, you can have the Gram Panchayat, Sarpanch and committee to do this survey after every 3 months. You can connect with the government clinic in and around that village and check the number of villagers that come to those clinics because of various diseases that got reduced. So there are different modes of checking the impact, and you have to mention it. And to ensure the impact, it is not sufficient enough. Whenever somebody says, like Naren introduced me saying that our club built 1,000 toilets, it is not about construction of toilets. Government of India is doing since last 75 years. It is not about the construction, it is about the behavior change. So we always say we change the behavior of the villagers, and construction is only 20%. 80% is the behavior change. We involve them. We involve them in different ways. For example, for each toilet, they pay some amount money. They always do some kind of a labor. So these are all the measures that ensures the sustainability impact that you need to mention in your proposal. This is how the proposal becomes foolproof, because no matter how well you know particular CSR executive in a particular company, it has to be on paper with all the possibilities mentioned on your proposal. That's it, I suppose, Naren. I'm done with this, and I'm open to any questions if you have. Thank you so much.
So, friends, anybody has a question, my request is raise your
Yeah, because I could not read all the messages.
can connect you. Yeah. Anybody has a question or a doubt or want to know more about it, please raise your virtual hand. That is, click on the react button. One second, Thomas G. I'm just connecting. Yeah, Thomas.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, very much. Good evening, Thomas.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was very insightful.
Nice of you.
Sir, I am from Rotary Club of Mavelikara. We are based out in Kerala.
Okay.
Our club does not have a 12A registration.
Okay.
So how can we go around? Should we take a 12A registration and only then these funds will be available for us, or is there any other way we can do that?
So there is a good news for you. For CSR fund release, you don't need a 12A. You don't need a 12A. Any corporate who wants to support financial year project through their CSR funding, for that you do not require a 12A.
Okay.
Or ATG, nothing is required.
So we can receive the funds and then do the projects, or how?
Absolutely, absolutely. You have to present your proposal properly, and then start.
We will have to submit something in return to them, or
yes. Just now I showed the proposal, how to make the proposal, what all things you should mention in the proposal.
Yes.
That is how. And the apart from the actual paper that I mentioned, all these things that you have to mention, if possible, invite the CSR executives, the corporate executives to your site. For example, suppose you are planning to take up some project in particular village. Take the people there, take the corporates to that particular village. Let them speak directly with the proposed beneficiary. And that will be the best part.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Pragya, can you please unmute yourself? Yeah.
Sir, Atul sir, very nice presentation. It has
Thank you so much, Pragna. This is Atul. Don't mention sir. मेरे सर के बाल कम हो गए, पता है, पर इतना बुढ़ा नहीं हूँ मैं.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
just
please.
wanted to ask you, whatever guidelines you've given, that will be applicable for CSR as well as CSR India also.
No. CSR India, the two sites that I mentioned, you will find list of corporates who undertake various CSR projects. So there, two things can do. You can register your club there. So the authenticity gets increased if you are registered there.
Where?
And on those two sites.
Acha, two sides. We can register.
Yes.
With the project details.
Correct.
Okay.
And also you can look for all the companies, corporate who undertake various.
Acha, who are doing
Correct,
CSR.
Correct.
Okay. And the connecting reference also we will have some.
Generally they don't give that much, but once you get the idea about the particular company, you can surf the company's website, and on the website everything is available.
Okay, that's good. And sir, what is generally the period from the CSR you ask and then getting its some minimum reasonable?
So it's very subjective. There is no thumb rule कि एक महीने में होगा, 3 महीने में होगा. It all depends on the timing. Generally, from March and April, these are 2 months where the corporates look for the new projects for the upcoming financial year. So at times, some corporates start their homework from February onwards. So they look for the new projects, new NGOs to support. But February, March, April, May, these are the perfect months where you can look for the CSR partners.
Yeah, but it can happen if we do it towards the end. By the time that binding, I mean, the tie-ups already happen. So since we are becoming president from July, we
Correct.
Start work now only, right?
Correct.
Because we may be.
Or at times it also happens. For example, say corporate has got a budget of say 100 rupees, and by the time July comes, you take over the club, they might have spent 45 rupees or 55 rupees, and some still amount is pending. So they, as I said, there is no thumb rule. Each corporate has got their own way of working. The best strategy is to engage with corporate as early as possible.
Okay.
So I would urge, the day you are selected as a president-elect, or maybe more than that, the day you decide in future I want to become a president, start doing it.
He's the president-elect of Rotary Club of Bombay Airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now next question is from Karthik HM. Yeah, Karthik.
Good evening, sir. My question is that I'm from Rotary as well as Rotarian. So two things have been very challenging. One is that we have like one bank account for the administrative purpose in the club. Will that be sufficient? Because everybody is like suggesting go for a trust account, which is right now we are finding it difficult to start it. Is it okay if we continue with the administrative bank account? This is my first question. And the second question is that, okay, I'll just, yes, sir. I'll go for it.
Okay. So though technically you are right to have one account, for all the practical purposes, you should have a different account. Not just for a trust, but for example, there are few clubs like in our club, we have simultaneously 10, 12 projects going on. So at times, corporate may find more comfortable to have a separate account for that particular project. For example, suppose you are already doing a project of a sanitation supported by some donor, and then you approach a new corporate for say solar light. and suppose your proposal gets approved, open a new new bank account under the same this thing specifically for this purpose. So the corporate gets confidence and the transparency increases. So though technically it is not required, but practically it benefits.
Okay. So one account for each different project for a company.
If it is possible, great. But if not, at least for one for administration, one for projects.
Okay, sir. So the normal project account will also go ahead. It's not like
Correct.
just
Correct.
under.
But
Yeah.
just imagine, I mean, for a larger clubs, at times it is challenging. There is a separate account where ABC corporate donated 100 rupees, XYZ corporate 300 rupees, PBC corporate donated 600 rupees. So from a same account, you are spending for different causes, money received from different people. So at times this may have some. So if you are a smaller club, only one corporate is funding you or one donor is supporting you, then fair enough.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Anand Bhatkar.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Atulji, very
Good
good.
evening,
Keep it up. Acha,
Thank you.
I have one question. We just got section in company approved, and
Okay.
the
Congrats.
process has been on. Thank you. अतुल जी मुझे जानना था ये जो गवर्नमेंट फंड्स होते हैं प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए हाउ टू देयर आर सम बिकॉज आई वाज टोल्ड they have some 1 crore for environmental human empowerment. There are some specific program. How do we approach that? Am I right?
Correct, you are right. So whatever funds government has allocated for a particular cause, they never ever give to any NGO.
Okay.
So how we can have a government support? For example, in our Right to Go project few years back, though initially started with the global grant funding, there was one particular village where they had some money from Swachh Bharat Yojana of Government of India. Okay, but that money was not sufficient for building the toilets that particular village wanted. For example, that village wanted 200 toilets. Okay, so the fund was not sufficient to build 200 toilets. But if that committee of that village does not build toilet and use that Swachh Bharat money for that particular purpose, at the end of the financial year, that money goes back to central government. So to avoid this, what we proposed, in fact, this proposal came from the Gram Sevak itself, the state government representative for the village, that some money will come from Swachh Bharat, some money will come from Rotary Club Thane Hills, and that is how we club together and build that project. Even today, as we speak, our check dams are being built in two particular villages where the government has funds, but not sufficient enough to complete the work. So we propose them that you pay whatever money you have directly to the contractor, and the remaining part we will pay directly to the contractor. So
Partnership.
This is how it can be worked.
Okay. Yeah, This is, I'm from Mira Road Club.
Okay. Okay.
President. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. All the best.
Yeah, Ravi Kumar.
Namaste, Atulji. I have a
Namaste,
question.
Ravi Kumarji.
I'm from Bangalore. The one thing is what I want to know, the administrative expenses, whether it is allowed in a CSR partner. Now I'm getting a CSR partner is paid 1 crore rupees to build a school.
Right.
Allowing us to take any administrative. One of the case where it is a 70 kilometers from here, we Rotarians have to spend money. First of all, I want to know whether administrative expense is allowed or not.
So it all depends on your proposal.
Okay.
It is allowed for all the practical purposes, but corporate would not appreciate if it exceeds 10%.
Oh.
And that too, you can't just blindly say 90,000 is total budget plus 10% administrative, 9,000 total 99,000. You have to identify why this 10% or why this 9,000 you have mentioned.
Okay.
So that is the only logic, but practically it is all allowed. So corporate also understand that these are the expenses which are to be required to be borne.
Probably 5% should be an ideally any CSR may accept.
But it has to be there on the paper while submitting the proposal itself.
Proposal itself.
Yeah.
Other thing I just, since the question has been asked by fellow Rotarian, suppose we are having 3-4 CSR partner. We are going
Right.
to 3-4 different projects. We should
Right.
have a project-wise separate account is better, or we are operating on single trust account only.
So technically you are correct. You can operate,
Yeah.
but at times corporate prefer
Okay.
that you have a different, so they get a more confidence.
Excellent.
The transparency increases.
Thank you. Another point is now recently in our district, we have a CSR representative who is very aggressively working. He is telling,
Right.
ask your CSR to give the money to Rotary India. That money will come back to your club with a deduction of 5% administrative expenses, which
Right.
will also give a value for a tier up. Whether
Right.
it is the right method to operate, shall we practice that?
So here, if I want to be politically correct,
Yeah.
From Rotary's perspective, then you should do that.
Okay.
But if you ask me individually, then you should not.
Okay.
So it's your call.
I'll just show you that. So this is the Foundation India where they have a CSR grants option. So where you can directly communicate to the Rotary Foundation India team, which is in Dissolve. So they'll actually guide you on this part.
So Ravi, you ask a simple question to yourself. By doing this particular way, whether your club will get more money or less money.
Club is getting less money because 5%. So
you have to give preference.
Yes.
To your own and then decide.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yeah, Babu.
Sir, good evening. Bhav Prabhakaran, Chennai district 3233. It is about related to the web portal and the government portal. After registering ourselves for the corporate CSR activity, you rightly pointed out we can get the data from their portals, probably corporate portals. Okay.
Correct.
So after verifying that portal, can we approach them directly, or do they have any protocol? Because we have taken the data from the government portal. So any protocol or any other
No, there is no protocol. You have to simply directly connect
approach
with the yes.
Okay.
In fact you can mention in your letter from where you got this connect. So they will be happy that you are registered there.
Okay. And second thing, sir, you already said, for administrative purpose only, there will be a club account and a trust account, kind of 2 different accounts for administrative purpose.
Correct.
Even with the club account, we can approach them for the CSR funding. This is what you are saying.
Technically, yes, with club account. But you think yourself being from corporate CSR department, head of a corporate CSR, would you like to have a bank account where the expenses of club also seen, expenses of project is also seen? Instead of that, if you have a different account, it is better for everyone.
Okay, sir. One more thing. You said 12 is not required, 80G is also not required. But is there any
CSR perspective?
CSR perspective. Okay. But there is any CSR certification is registered, or is there any other certificate required, or no certification required?
No required.
No?
There is another portal at Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange. I'm not sure. There also you can register yourself, and that registration has got a lot of weightage in terms of how corporates see the particular NGO as. So just check Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange. They have a different portal for registering for CSR.
Are you referring Section 8 Act?
No. I'm referring to their different.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. You nicely explained. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Mr. Vidyadhar, you can ask a question.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Dharmadhikari from RC Vishrambag, Sangli. Namaste. I'm secretary elect. My question is, do we need to register with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MCA, by filing e-form, CSR1, something like that? So this is my first question.
You don't need to.
Acha, okay. Then we don't have Darpan ID, so do we need it?
Which, sorry?
Darpan IDs. There is something called as Darpan ID which is required for all trusts.
I'm sorry, I'm not aware of this, but let me tell you, to approach a corporate for CSR funding, you don't need anything.
Okay.
What you need is a proper project with a proper paperwork with a sustainable impact.
Okay.
That's what corporate all about.
Okay.
And the best part would be if your cause is aligned to what their support is.
And one more question is, will you please tell us about possible pitfalls or maybe common mistakes which we can avoid? If you can throw some
In
light
terms
on
of?
that. Any kind of, usually people make mistakes, some common mistakes. If you can highlight at least few of them,
So
then probably
common mistake is uh, uh, what you call sharing a proposal or submitting a proposal without without proper details. Just saying that we want to provide a solar lamp to village because they don't have a lights is not sufficient. So earlier, whatever I mentioned, how you arrived at need, all those steps, each step has got importance from the CSR department perspective.
Yes, yes. Your presentation was very good. It
Thank
was
you, sir.
very thoughtful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Rajendra Shah.
Yeah, hi sir. Great presentation. I
Thank you,
just have a
Lokesh.
question. You said that at the beginning you said social media and websites are necessary and good for the CSR funds.
Right.
How do I get my website to the best quality so that I can get the
So
funds?
you have a person in front of you, Naren Rao.
Oh, okay.
I hope your club has got a website.
I'll just guide you, Rajendra. Just see this. See what happens is when we use RI zones 4567 or the Rotary India app, when you add a project, when you add a meeting, when you add anything, so this can be integrated to a club website which is done by the RI zones team. So that means your website is not managed by a third party web developer where he will update it at his whims and fancies. It is updated by you as and when you want it. So in case you want, I'll just show you the website of the club. So look at this website now. Can you see the website on the screen?
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, this is our club website.
Our club website. Now look at this website. So when you
this is a live website?
Live.
Website, which is the integrated website. Just have a look at it. I'm just showing you for a second. When you go to the website, you will see some number of projects done in the current day. You can see the current team, everything. Or when I click on the community service, it shows the website which is updated. Can you see the last updation was done on 29th of March? And in case, let's say now you are talking about CSR, you are talking about example, say a project on community and economic development. Example, selected, you can come to know whether this club has done any project on that particular subject. You can just select or education in case you are doing it. You want to go and see any specific project or done on a particular topic. The information is there. So finally, for a CSR, you need to showcase the good work done by you. Second, look at this website. Now, what you see is 45 projects of current year. Imagine you're going to meet them and you may want to tell a story about your club's past performance. Am I right? So you can click on the year 23-24. The same website will have the information about last year. So that means you are not dependent on your club's last year's president to get the information for you. Why? Because imagine you're going to meet a company for a CSR, you need to have more information about your club story. That's what Atul said, where you have to showcase the good things that has been done by a club. So now this shows your past projects too. Last year, kya hua tha? When you can select it, you can go and say, example, same thing. I'm going to education and see last year on Happy School क्या project हुआ था. Every data is here, or I can go back to the year 22-23 and see it. How this is happening? Because in Rotary, otherwise the Rotary India app, whenever you add a project, we do not delete them. We keep on adding in the system. So it does not matter whether you are a president of 20-23 or not. So 20-23 president would have added a project, 21-22% would have added a project, but your website will have the story for today. So this is something which is very unique, and this is what is going to help you and your clubs to get the CSR. So my question to rather everybody here. In case you do not have a tool like this, I suggest you please opt for a tool where we at Rotary India or RA Zones 4567 offer this tool at literally 10,999. That is honestly 330 rupees a day, the cost of this whole tool, where it can actually tell the story about your club for years to come. So not only that, you may be the president for 25, 26. After 10 years, you want to go back and say, what did I do in 25, 26? Just have to click on the same story. Click on the year 25, 26, you will see the story of 25, 26. So whoever wants to go for it can just send a message in the chat box says yes. Then we'll track them, we'll communicate to them and we can guide them on how to do it. Just type yes in case you feel that your club wants to go for it. So anybody wants to just do it, just type yes so that your club, if you do not have a website, yeah, it costs 10,999 per year. Actually, normal cost is 14,999 initial cost and then 10,999 every year, but we can give you at the same price of 10,999 in case you go for it today. So just say yes to that. So my team will be in touch with you and then you can, or else Pinky, you can also send a link here in case you have the link handy. Send a link on the 10,999 link so they can just make the payment of that immediately. And within a day, literally within a day, your club website will be active with all the data that you have added in Rotary India platform. That means you don't need to re-enter the data. So clear? So anybody wants to do it, just type yes here and we will also send a link here. You can actually do that.
Thank you, Narendra.
Thank you very much.
And last but not the least, apart from the website, after you have the website, please also have various social media handles.
Yes,
that is also equally very important.
Add all the social media handles. Even that option is there. You just need to have the data added there, and even in the website itself, you can have the communication.
Yeah, so the website will have all the social media links as well, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Got it, got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You can just click on the link which will be provided in the chat box. You can subscribe your club for it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Lokesh Babuji.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I have a very basic doubt. Pardon my ignorance. How can we find the companies who are providing this CSR fund? Because I was not able to find the same, the list of them in the csr.government.in. Wherein how can I? How will will I be able
Lokesh,
to?
You are from which city or which place?
I'm from Tamil Nadu, district 3000.
So which city?
Tiruchirappalli.
Trichy. So just Google corporates engage in CSR in Trichy or in Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu.
Simple. You
Oh,
will
that way.
get so many lists, and then start opening website of those individual corporates and check their preferences. At times somebody is for health, somebody for education, somebody for sanitation. So one is to check the preference from the cost perspective, and second to check the geographical perspective. So some company might be in Bombay, but their factory in Trichy. So they may be interested in doing work in and around their factory. So you might not be able to reach to CSR because the CSR guys are sitting in Mumbai, but they are interested in doing in and around their factory.
Is it a regular practice that they prefer to do it geographically, or is it normally
90% of the corporates prefer in and around their offices or their factories. There are very big corporates, huge list also on that, who don't care where their factory is, but they just support the good cause.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anand,
yes, Naren.
Unmute. Yeah, I'm trying to unmute Anand. Anand, unmute yourself for Anuradha Reddy. Yeah, Anuradha, you can ask your question.
Thank you. Hi, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. It was very informative.
Thank you, Anuradha.
I just had one question. So, for example, if you take the space of sanitation and hygiene or distribution of sanitary products, if we've already identified the beneficiaries or the schools and the scope of the project is huge, but a lot of times when you're bringing a new project to a corporate you've never worked with before, they're a little skeptical on doing a big project in one go. So, from your experience, when you're approaching new corporates who you haven't worked with before, is there a particular amount that we should first propose instead of going too high or too low on the budget proposed?
Right. So your concern is 100% right and practical. So for example, if you identify a particular area or particular village, and there are say 10 schools to which you wish to cater to, concentrate on one school, concentrate on the real need. Because at times I have seen corporate who simply, if they got convinced on the real need, A, and B, the capacity of that NGO to deliver, then they won't consider whether it is the first time or last.
Okay.
Second and most important, invite them to your location where you wish to undertake this or execute this project. When the CSR people directly come into contact with the proposed beneficiary, that effect is much more than all your proposals.
Got it.
That is the best way to do that.
Got it. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Varsha, I'm trying to unmute you. Just unmute yourself. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Today I just forgot to join the link and I missed many things. Just wanted to ask one question. I am from Rotary Club of Jalna. We have a club account and we have trust account also. But we don't have that ATG formalities got completed. So can we take CSR from companies?
So, Varsha ji, the ATG is attractive for people who want to have an income tax rebate.
Okay.
For corporate CSR, ATG is not required.
Okay.
So don't worry about that. Just go to the corporate with a solid, need-based, sustainable project.
Okay.
And it should happen.
And what is the maximum, what is the minimum amount we can go for without this ATG certification?
So never ever start with the amount in your mind, or for that matter, never ever start any project with amount in mind. The starting point has to be need.
Okay, fine.
It is not that how much Varsha wants to spend or how much Varsha's club wants to spend. It is more important how much society needs. That should be the starting point.
Okay. One more question. In Rotary, we get CSR grant. The amount should be minimum $21,000, I think. I am not well informed about this thing. I'm working on it. So I asked this question about the minimum amount to be asked for the CSR.
So for approaching a corporate, there is no amount, minimum, maximum. It's all need based.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best. Yes, Tanen.
And I'm trying to unmute you, Anand Rajmani. Anaga.
Yes, thank you, sir. Yeah, my question is like one thing I've heard about the CSR is you have to approach it for the same state itself. Like if suppose I want to do a project in Maharashtra, I have to approach the companies from Maharashtra. So is it right?
So as I already mentioned, there are companies who believe in doing project in and around their offices or factories. So in that cases, this is right. But for companies like Tata's or bigger companies or government companies for BHEL, this does not matter. As long as your project is viable, as long as your results are sustainable, you can approach them.
Okay. The reason I asked you is because I belong to Passport Club and I'm the secretary next year. And we are
Okay.
working on the global grant. So the thing is, the Passport Club is spreaded over Maharashtra, Goa. Even we have participants from other people belonging to out of India also. So in these cases, we can approach throughout India, or what it is like, because the project will be conducted for the Goa region.
Anaga, there is little confusion, it seems. You just mentioned about global grant. We are talking about CSR corporate. So global grant is altogether different ball game.
Yes, but can we add CSRs to the global grant?
So a CSR fund could be a part of your contribution towards a global grant. For example, in global grant, your club needs to pay some amount, your district needs to pay some amount. So there you can introduce a CSR funding, but I'm not very sure how much the corporate would be interested in that. It all depends.
Okay. See, that is the reason I asked, because next year the president is from Goa, I am from Maharashtra, and we are spread everywhere. So that is the reason the question arises again. If I try for some CSR or some funding from Maharashtra, will that be valid for Goa?
So my suggestion would be don't club global grant and CSR funding. So if you approach any corporate for CSR, do a project with the funds received from the CSR separately.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Can I talk? Can I?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Atulji. Thank you very much
evening,
for
sir.
the nice
Dr.
presentation and I think
Thank
the
you.
discussion. See, typically you said that ATG and 12A is not required for the CSR donors, okay? But many of the corporates basically, they need these certificates as a compliance for their, and few have rejected our proposal earlier. So in that case, how to go about it really?
So when I said not required, it's technically not required. But when corporate asks you, it is only to prove that this particular club has done already a good work and they have a
Correct.
solid background.
Correct.
Not having ATG 12A could be a disadvantage, but
Yes.
I won't say it's a total disadvantage, provided you have a proper project and proper project proposal. Then
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that the corporate won't just ignore you just because you don't have a ATG, because there are so many NGOs with ATG but very loose execution or very loose impact assessment or sustainability that corporate have seen. So the best way, in case you do not have all those things, the best way to start small. Connect with a corporate, do a small job, get their confidence, let them have a confidence in your execution power, the sustainability of your project, and then you can build on that. You're on mute, I suppose.
Mic is off, Sandeep.
Yeah. No, we technically were correct. We face this actually, some of the corporates always ask ATG first. If it is valid, then only they will go ahead actually. So I'm from Rotary Club of Dombivli East. So we did some good projects in CSR. Okay. Thank you very much, Atulji. Anyway.
But there are so many other companies. Don't worry, the list is very long.
Yeah, we'll have to really scout for the companies.
Yeah. And for that only, I just mentioned the presence on social media.
Yeah.
So that gives another perspective to the prospective corporate. If they come across your projects on and off, that also adds to your creditability.
Correct. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good day. Thanks. Best luck.
Yeah. Anybody else has any question? Sudha Senthil Kumar. I'm trying to unmute you, Sudha. Sudha Senthil Kumar, can you please unmute yourself? The next, Sudha, go ahead, please, with the question.
Yeah, sir, am I audible?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Sir, good evening, sir. I am Sudha from Rotary
If
District.
you're on your camera, we can actually get you onto the screen.
Yeah, 1 second. So I think there is some one.
No problem. You can go ahead with your question. Don't worry. Go ahead with your question. Don't worry. I think next question you can ask from Ravi. You can go ahead till she rectifies her thing. Ravi Kumar, you can go ahead.
One more clarification. If other trust, NGO, seek some support from our end, can Rotary support that NGO or it is not recommended?
Yes, yes. For example, this year itself, we are doing a project where we have another NGO as our partner. But in that case, we are not paying to that NGO.
Okay.
We are paying directly to contractor.
Okay.
But we are only taking their support for a technical knowledge.
Okay.
They have a particular specific technical knowledge, expertise.
Okay.
And we are paying for that only. So you can, at times having a partner is also adds to your creditability.
Okay. Probably they will become a technical expertise.
Correct. Correct.
Just for more clarification, suppose I want to give a training to all youth, 10th class students or anybody.
Right.
Training on technician, electrician training.
Right.
That time the NGO is there who will say that we have a technical strength.
Right.
Facilitate training and other things.
Right.
Then they may require some equipment, giving donation to the
Right.
electrician to complete the course.
Right.
Maybe multimeter, clamp meter, cutting player, all those things.
Right.
Such condition, we can pay some nominal fee to them as a training purpose, and whatever tools we are purchasing from respective company, Rotary will pay payment directly to the supplier.
Correct. But when you go with this project to a corporate CSR,
yeah,
only training is not sufficient from corporate point of view.
Yeah.
If you add saying that we are going to train 100 students,
yeah,
electrician,
yeah,
and out of those 100 we ensure that 60 students we will provide a job.
Job opportunity.
Then your proposal becomes more stronger.
Okay.
So the aim is not to give a training. Aim
Yes.
is to empower them with
Empower.
the job.
Yes, yes.
Or if you say that out of 100 we are going to make sure that 40 will be entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And to become an entrepreneur we will give them few tools.
Yes.
So that is more crucial, and that is more that will add value to your proposal.
Yeah, this one which you're talking about, see now all village students are coming to metro cities.
Right.
There's difficulty in living the life.
Right.
Suffering. Instead of that, this proposal, we are trying to give a training as well as job opportunity in the respect to Talaka level, not even
Excellent.
district.
Excellent. Wonderful
So
job.
the person will be sustainable and will be with the family and parent, and he will earn his handsome money instead of
Excellent.
Pune or
Excellent work.
Mumbai.
Excellent. All
Thank
the
you.
best.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be in touch with you.
Sure.
Dr. Vidya Sagar, you can ask a question.
Good evening, sir. It's a
Good
nice.
evening, Dr. Vidya.
It's a nice presentation. I am from R6 SESA 3090.
Okay.
President for the next year. And my question is, sir, during my tenure of job, I have seen that corporates are very less interested for their social responsibility in animal husbandry projects. Can I know the reason behind this? Although 70% of our disease in human beings originate from the animals.
I could not understand your second question. The first question you said corporates are not interested. Is it right?
Dr. Vidya, please unmute yourself. I think you by mistake went into a mute mode. Can you please unmute yourself?
My question is, corporates are very less interested in social responsibility in sector of animal husbandry.
So it depends. This particular segment or this particular cause could be a preferred cause for particular corporates. It may not be a preferred cause for many companies. But I won't say that no corporate supports this. You have to look for the right people.
Although they support are very few, I know.
Okay.
Right? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
You can ask your question. Sudha Senthi Kumar.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Am I
Good evening,
audible?
Sudha.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I am coming from Rotary District 3233, sir, located in Chennai. So,
Okay.
our club is a newly formed club, chartered this year, and I am the incoming president, sir. Actually, for the current year itself, we are actually looking on to CSR projects.
Right.
We have some projects also, but I need to know why in the presentation, no, you said for tapping the CSR projects, you need to give a proposal. Stating our previous projects done. We have done projects this year, but I cannot tell that it is very impactful or something like that. So, can you guide me, or can you give me any tips for tapping the CSR, since I don't have any previous records to showcase to the corporate?
Correct. So in that case, your strength could be your own members.
Okay.
Your strength could be the real need that you have identified. Your strength could be the solution that you have identified for that need. So all these factors, if you present it properly, you can start small. I can
Okay.
fully understand for a new
मेरे को
club it
5
is
मिनट में मेरा नंबर आ रहा है
difficult,
वो कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं हाँ
but this way you can always try to get the support.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mr. Anand Rajamani. Suman Agarwal. Suman Agarwal. Suman ji, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, unmute. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm from District 3141, president of my club, Rotary Club of Bombay Uptown. And my question to you is that I've come across a CSR who has shown their interest only for the projects in the Avenue of Water. So I just know these two types of projects in the Avenue of Water, water wheels, and this one, check dams. But the size of their project is not less than 1 crore. They don't accept. So what kind of project can I do to take up in the Avenue of Water for this big size? Because check dams are very, there's just 5, 6, 10 lakhs budgets kind of a thing.
No, who told you check dams are 5, 6 lakhs? There could be a
मेरे
check
को
dam worth rupees 1 crore.
Oh, I see. So I
Yeah,
have to identify such kind of check dams.
or there could be number of check dams required in and around particular villages.
Okay.
For example, in our district, the district had identified around 30-35 locations which require check dams.
Okay.
So if you club all those, it would certainly exceed 1 crore. So in fact, I would say you have a sweet tension.
Okay. So yeah.
So
We have a
if
sweet
you
tension.
still have a
I was
problem,
just wondering like how to go about searching for this check dam.
don't worry, Suman. You contact Narendra. He will connect with our president. We have number of projects.
Yeah, I've already connected my DG, Chetan Desai. I'm waiting for his reply. So I thought, let me question you also as well. So there are only two kinds of water projects, water wheels and this check dams. That's all in the Avenue of Water.
Suman ji, we will help you in this. So you can connect to me and I'll connect you to my club president. And plus in our district, there's one more person called as Hemant Jagtap, who is again a waterman of 3142 or 3141. Rather, he can also guide us in terms of what is the right project. So you can very well jointly do this work with.
Okay. Narenji, I'll go. So your contact number I may be needing. I do not.
You have the app Rotary India, where you can just search for Narendra in that
Okay, I'll do that. I have Rotary India. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, Anand Rajmani.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening. My name is Anand, Rotarian Anand Rajamani from 2982, Rotary Club of Hosur Legends. We are the new club, sir. It's a wonderful opportunity, like new club members, to understand about the CSR funding methodology. My question is, since we are a new club, started 2 years before, and we have done a reasonable project, but there was some guidance is required. What was the benefits going to get through the CSR for the company side? Because I have identified one project is around 12 lakhs rupees. It is nearer to Hosur rural village. Those areas I am identified on projects for the tribal people around 12 lakhs. But I don't have an idea how to approach. I know the company also, how to approach them and take the overall amount, because they will give the trust based on Rotary only. But how to impress them, because we are the very new club, and as well as what is the procedure for that?
So I already mentioned there are two ways, two easy ways. One, take those CSR people directly to the village where you want to execute. Let them have a first-hand information about the beneficiaries and the need, followed by a detailed written proposal.
Sure, sir. Okay.
These two ways you should be going on.
Okay, sir. If possible, can you please share your PPT? It's a wonderful PPT. I will share to my other friends and make knowledgeable. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will share you the PPT in the end of the day. We'll be sending you minutes of the meeting. In that, we'll share the PPT.
Thank you, sir.
Yogendra Meshram. I'm just trying to unmute you, Yogendra ji. Yes, Yogendra ji. You have to unmute yourself. You'll have to unmute yourself. You haven't unmuted. Yeah, you can unmute now. You have to click on the mic button. You're not audible, sir. Yogendra ji, you're not audible.
Yeah.
I think you're not able to do it. So, anybody else has any doubt, any questions, you can very well ask now. In case not, we can close the session and we will be back soon, maybe after a month now, because the last class we're going to have it. And before we close, I want to show you, this is the link for the WhatsApp. We are planning to have a WhatsApp group of Masterclass. You can actually scan this link. We'll also send the link on the chat just now. Click on that link and you can join the Masterclass WhatsApp group. So what happens is all the communication which is happening on the Masterclass can be in this. You can just either scan on this link, just scan or upload the QR code is in the WhatsApp camera, just join this group, or you can very well click on the link which is shared in the chat box in case you want to join the WhatsApp group, which is specific for RA Zone 4567 Masterclass. No junk, no good morning, no unwanted messages inside that. It is only pertaining to the topic which is covered.
Yes, I am now muted. Kindly permit me to say something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. My name is actually wrong typing, typo error. My name is Dr. K. Panigiri from RI District 3261.
Yeah.
And I am a past president and cadre member also. Am I
Okay, go
audible?
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I want some hand wash platform station make a at least 40 to 50. That will cost around approx 35 lakh rupees. So here in Chhattisgarh, many industry I have approached for CSR for CSR fund. So they are not trust on our in not only a single CSR fund allow apply or not in this habitual. Me some document or kindly give me some papers, so I show them and I get our club get that CSR fund. So many industry iron industry in Chhattisgarh.
I did not understand the project that you want to start.
He said it's a hand wash project that he wants to do, and he's not able to get the CSR fund.
Okay. So hand wash project where? in the school or at the
In
villages?
in the school, sir.
Okay. So as I already explained you have to make a presentation showing the need and how you arrived at the need. It is not sufficient that you thought that they require. You have to prove the need. Secondly, after proving the need, you have to also prove that on their own they are not able to fulfill their need. So for example, hand wash. In case of hand wash, the major contribution is behavioral change training.
Sir, I am a already, sir, already need some schools, identify the schools where need for that hand wash platform. So our club want
What
to
Atul Bhide is trying to
CSR fund.
say, see, your need is not explained in the right way to the company who's ready to spend money for you. So you need to, your proposal may have to be much more clearer so that they will be able to, they should be excited to fund your club. See, the fund is not never a problem in CSR because they have to compulsorily burn it. Only thing is our project report or the content that we make in terms of need should be very clear where they should get excited to be part of your project.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. Mr. Nasir Wahid. Mr. Nasir.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanted to ask a question, sir. Mr. Nasir, hello. Lokesh Babu.
He already asked, I suppose.
I don't know. He's again coming.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, Nasir, Mr. Nasir.
Yeah, sorry, there is some interruption. My question is very basic. Is that private school can be covered under the CSR scheme?
Yes, certainly, provided you prove that the students are financially challenged. The students come from a financially challenged family. Then only it has a weightage.
That is
If
the
the
criteria.
students, if the students are paying high fees,
Okay.
then there is no worth.
All right. Got it, sir. I got your point. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr. Lokesh Babu.
Yes, sir. Sir, you were mentioning about a mobile app which we need to. You recommended a mobile app to be downloaded and for us to keep in track with the Rotary activities. Can you share the link, sir? What is the name of the app for the?
App is called as, I mean, now earlier it was called as Rotary India. Now we changed to Rotary Zones 4567. You can
Oh,
search in the Play Store, App Store. Plus, we will also share the link to you right away here. Plus, there is a WhatsApp group that we are creating for all the master
I
class.
have just joined. I have just joined, sir.
Yeah, so in that we'll just share the link. Don't worry, we'll share the link in that group too.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's
Yeah,
my question. Thank you.
yeah, Rekha ji.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rekha.
Very good to meet you, and it was such a nice, wonderful PPT. Many insights has got clear. Now,
Nice of you.
I just have a one question. As I'm coming up with Mother Milk Bank, and the area where I'm planning and coming up to, it's nearby to a maternity home, and it's a small place of mine, unconstructed, right? So the need and the beneficiaries like coming up with the protocol, coming up with the need of the pregnant females, prenatal and postnatal knowledge to give them with giving them the mother milk also, right? So the entire project I have been making according to that only. But my question is just about, if suppose this is the half constructed place and it was in my mind from 2 years because of the maternity home in front of me, so can I bring this project by projecting about the place I have, a half built place, and if suppose the proposal has been made, then how it has to be presented?
So first of all, having a place is certainly advantage, but more than that, proving the need is more important. For
Yeah.
example, you mentioned about a maternity home in front of your house. So
Yeah.
the data from the maternity hospital will bring value to your proposal. If the maternity home says in a year we have 100 females who give birth, out of that 40 plus women don't have a milk on their own and their kids desperately need this. So some kind of a data that proves need from the hospital will add the seriousness to your project and will add a value to your project.
So I'm basically from Udaipur, and I have talked to the person also in the hospital. So they have around, like, now she has grown little bit senior most, and now the females coming into that hospital are around 20 to 25 in a year, right? But Udaipur does not have. It is only one mother milk bank, and that is also in the government college, right? So government hospital. So if suppose I'm planning to come up with this project, so as you mentioned about the need, the beneficiary, and the place around, right? And though Udaipur is not such a big city, it's a place where it could be traveled throughout the entire city, and we could give this benefit to each and everyone. So how this project has to be only targeted on the hospital which is in front of me, or it could be targeted into the entire city?
So as you rightly said, you can cover the entire city uh, having different maternity homes. You don't have to depend on one particular. You
Okay.
can say the new center that you propose to build will cater to number of maternity home. You can mention the number actually. Suppose the entire Udaipur has 25 maternity homes,
Yeah.
and all the maternity homes club together the number of female that take advantage of that maternity home, come with the data that your proposed center will provide the service, and that only will give value to your proposal.
Okay. So it's
Again, it
yeah.
all depends the accessibility of your center to reach on time. You know, you have to prove all those things.
Okay.
So take request letter from all the maternity homes in and around Udaipur saying that this is our need, but nobody has got this. Only government has one, but that is sufficient. We look forward to having one more facility. इस तरीके का अलग अलग अस्पतालों ने अगर अपना रिक्वेस्ट आपको दिया and you attached all those requests to your proposal, that will create a good background for your proposal.
Okay. Okay. That's
So
good.
it won't be a wish of Rekha Soni, but it is a wish
Yes.
of all those maternity which you wish to fulfill.
Okay, so as suppose if my specialization is working with the Garbh Sanskar program and providing prenatal and postnatal services to it, so that has to be also added into that project about who am I, or it is only the need and the beneficiaries?
No, no, certainly, adding about your individual professional expertise will certainly add the value to your proposal, because the CSR will also understand it is not a layman, it is a professionally equipped person that has identified this need. So certainly it will have a great value to that.
Okay, so can we get a little bit example of some data where we could go according to that, like how it has to be mentioned, how it has to be given? Do we have some kind of this?
In my PPT, I have mentioned all that needs to be mentioned in the proposal.
Okay.
The need and all the points you can go through
I
the.
have seen. I've gone through that PDF. Yes. So can we? Asha, can we get this recording?
Naren,
Yes, we will be sending you the recording of this in the evening today. We'll be sending you minutes of this meeting. So in the minutes of the meeting, you'll have the recording of this also added.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Pragnaji.
Yeah, once again, I would like to ask, sir, that first of all, those two sites which you have mentioned, we would like to note down for CSR partners searching, that we can work on that. Second thing, I would like to know that if we do it beyond your district also, one can take CSR, right?
yeah, that should not be any problem.
Should not be a problem.
But only approach the respective district DG.
Oh, you have to take approval?
Not approval, but it is advisable.
Advisor, okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing, that suppose I'm planning, there is some proposal where, we are planning to set up a skill center for the students in underprivileged area where they don't have opportunity to go for higher up studies, and here we are providing some opportunity for them. So we can mention the benefits that they will be getting, upskilled, and they will be employed in better way, white collar jobs, and there is going to be good employment opportunities which will uplift their lives.
So what kind of skilling you plan to do?
It is like a competitive exams entrance.
Okay.
And which they don't have in that area. So as a result, what happens is youth just complete up to 10th and 12th. They don't go for further study, though they have potential.
Okay. Okay. So here again, the corporate CSR department will look into whether the students need this, or whether Pragna Mehta and her club decides नहीं ये तो आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं, वो यहीं रुकते हैं, तो चलो हम उनको ट्रेनिंग देते हैं. So it should not be the wish of Pragna and her club, but you should have a data saying that we visited so many schools, we talked to so many teachers, we spoke to so many families, and from there we got this data. Then the authenticity comes into the picture.
In fact, we got proposal from educationists only.
Okay.
That you can set up there, and these children will further study, though they are good and study, they have potential, but there is no opportunity for them.
Excellent. So add all those things with your proposal.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you, friends. I think it's time to call it a day.
It was a lovely presentation, and it gave us very good idea. Thank you, Narendra ji and Atul ji.
Thank you, Atul. Narendra is just a facilitator here today.
It's going to be helpful for everyone.
And we also have our global grant champion, Ravi Prakash, today. In case anybody has any doubts or a clarity required on the global grant part also, you can very well ask any question. So Ravi also is here. So I think someone is asking about the global grant.
Global grant is a very big subject.
Last week.
Like how Atul ji has given that two sides, like that we also need guidance. How do we go about searching? Because all over the world, you have some connection definitely. But if you have to go much bigger way, if you have many projects and you need global grant, we need some guideline how we should go all out,
So I think Ravi had already answered this part. So we will have maybe one more session in the month of June.
Okay.
Himself, so that Ravi.
Keep in the month of May. June will be late.
Ravi, we are not able to see you.
यार वीडियो चालू करते हैं. I just got up.
Okay. So
Okay.
also here the global grant champion is here. So in case that you want to, he's sitting in Chicago just now, and
oh wow,
we can do it. Depend, you have to tell me in advance because I'm
so Pragna, in terms of global grant, as I said, you should talk to your DG. So in your case, you should talk to Manish, because Manish is already connected because of the assembly that he has gone to major across the globe. So he'll also be able to help you in terms of getting this data.
Okay.
Yeah. So anybody has any doubts or questions, or I think because we almost 6:10 now, more than 1.5 hours we are on the screen. So thank you very much, everybody, and we will all be back soon, maybe in the first week of June. Now we'll have a break for a month, so we'll all be back.
Full month May, no this classes.
Yeah, month of May we'll not have any class, so maybe end of May or first week of June we'll communicate again. And we have made a small WhatsApp group of members who can get communication on the on the RA zones 4, 5, 6, 7 masterclass. You can very well join that. We'll also send you the link in the minutes of the meeting that we're going to send it in the evening. You can click on that and join, or even in the chat you can see the link there. You can just click on that. You can join that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Atul, for a wonderful session.
Thank you, Ryan, for the opportunity. मजा आया.
सबको मजा आ गया. We were around 350 people today participated.
Highest ever.
Yeah, highest. to hear Atul's topic on.
Sir, with so much of patience, you have answered each and every question. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
अतुल साहब सर आप अपना नंबर शेयर करेंगे सर ग्रुप में?
मेरा नंबर नरेंद्र के पास है.
Yeah, I'll share that Atul's number right now.
Sir, so kind of you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
But just text me before any call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Preferably use WhatsApp as a communication. Just send
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
instead of directly calling, so that
Yes, sir.
you know whom is he going to be talking. So I'm just
Yes,
sending his message in the chat. See, for everybody here, you should not ask him a number of a Rotarian. Friends, just use the Rotary India app. Search for Atul Bhide. You will see entire India office. So try to start using this app.
Yes.
It will help you to connect. You want to have the telephone number of Bharat Pandya, you can find it. You want to find the number of Raju Subramaniam, you can find it. Simple.
Yeah.
Just need to go to option of find a Rotarian.
Naren, let me take a leave.
Yes. Thank you very much. Anyway, all
Thank
of us
you.
closing the meeting.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, see you all in the month of June. Thank you.